Now, let's dive deep into the big LGBT story for today. I'm Christopher Padron. Let's queer up the USA view. Homophobia Rant forces emergency landing after passenger claims LGBTQ people gave him cancer. A Sun Country Airlines flight from Minneapolis to New Jersey was forced land early after passengers disturbing anti-LGBTQ outburst midair. According to reports, the man who wore more than 15 face masks began ranting the queer people had gave him cancer. Witnesses said he squared bizarre claims accusing queer people of, quote, gang chasing, end quote, cooking, and, quote, deranting him the situation, escalating where he would yell that the plane was going down, alarming passengers, and the pilot diverted the flight to Chicago to O'Hare International Airport, where law enforcement met the plane. The man was handcuffed and removed without further incident. This is a second unexpected landing from the airlines this year. In July, another Sun Country flight was forced down when the flames erupted from one of its engines. Authorities have not yet released details on the potential charges against the unruly passenger. I mean, we live in today's world.
Yeah.
I mean, some people just say, you know, hey, I sneeze, I give you COVID.
Yeah.
And I sneeze, you're queer. So
Right.
I wonder how people are getting their, you know, medical treatments from. And it's kind of scary that a lot of people these days are just going to, you know, public places, and especially on airlines or anything of importance, and just making these outbursts. And I think sometimes we're forgetting the sense of sometimes, you know, yeah, we want to say our voices or say things, but there's a time and place for everything, and also getting the right education to support those
Yeah,
facts,
I think
right?
there's another issue going on here that is also a huge problem in America, and that's mental health.
Of course.
And this person, obviously, a person without any kinds of challenges, isn't going to walk around with 15 masks on and make these kind of claims. And it also demonstrates how bad behavior in airplanes is rising and rising. But I do think I think it's more of a mental health issue, honestly. And his mental illness is exacerbating his homophobia
Right.
and causing him to act out.
Right.
And because people are doing it and not having to face consequences, you know, someone who has mental health issues isn't going to logically be able to say, oh, you know what, that's probably not right. Everyone else is doing it, so I'm going to do it.
Well, it's kind of almost the saying, oh, I'm going to follow my neighbor, monkey see, monkey do situation.
Right, yeah.
And I think, honestly, like you're saying, mental health is very important, and I advocate for that because, honestly, it's very important to talk about, you know, just to get yourself checked and make sure that, you know, these things, you know, don't follow your neighbors, you know, get your resources correctly, get your help, because at the end of the day, you know, there is resources out there that are facts.
Right, that's the thing. And you're both very kind to say, yeah, you know, he might not have been well, and you know, he didn't really. You're very kind, and I appreciate that.
Didn't have his coffee.
Big
you know,
But he should be on the no-fly list.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But also,
Now
here's
he's
the
getting
possibility-
nowhere.
Here's the possibility that runs through my mind. He could also be very stupid, because you know, like there are stupid people in the world,
Yeah.
and you're not going to get cancer from gay people. And I'll give you 3 reasons why. 1, that's not how it works. 2, no. And 3, that's not the way it works. There's just that's not going to happen.
Right.
It's so stupid. So yes, he might be a little, you know, need some medication, but he also might need some education. And because LGBTQ people are targeted and demonized and dehumanized, yes, maybe he's crazy, maybe he's looking for a scapegoat, but who he chooses is somebody who's already being demonized.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Because it's easy.
Right. So the larger dis-ease here is a social disease of people being excluded and demonized and vilified. So, and also incompetence. This is one more terrible thing that has happened on a plane in the last year. I don't know a person who's had a smooth from here to there flight and then back home. And that's because air traffic control people and even airline people, they're overworked. So air traffic are working now 60 hours a week.
Right.
And with the government shutdown, even
not
worse.
getting paid.
So
They're not
these
getting paid.
people are overworked. They're behind on their pay. And so now we're not getting well served
Right.
in flying. So not only this, but this is the second time this Sun Country, this airline, but the first time was an issue, a mechanical issue.
Right.
Well, a mechanic may have hurriedly done the inspection because they had 17 more planes, whatever.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Right.
Or that could have been his
that's true.
11th hour of the day, you know,
Right.
whatever. So yeah, a lot of things, and crazy guy, and that's not how you get cancer. But also, this is multi-layered. There's a lot of intersectionality going on in this story, and it all points back to we're living in a hellscape right now.
Right.
Yep.
And there's definitely a lot more tension at the airports. You could feel
Oh,
it when
yeah.
you're going around.
Absolutely.
And a big question is, who has ever heard of this airline?
I've never heard of it before.
I don't know. Choices.
Right.
Well, maybe it's a Minneapolis,
Minneapolis, yeah.
Minnesota airline.
It might. There were some
know.
Midwestern,
A small regional
especially, right?
airport.
Yeah.
So
Could
there
be.
you go.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I didn't give you cancer. So that
Neither
is-
did I.
Neither.
That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.